welcome everybody to edition number 4 of the Outlaw Monster Truck Drags. Ken Nowitzki here with my co-host Scott Rain. Scott Rain and I, we've done a little bit of work together back in the old Monster Jam days. Scott Rain, welcome to the Outlaw Monster Truck Drags. It's your first go here in the virtual Outlaw Monster Truck Drags. Welcome to the big show.
Thanks a lot, Ken. I got to tell you, man, just the way you introduced everything, got this thing rolling, I'm actually getting goosebumps right now. Last time I was at a live event was when we had the Announcer Summit up at Minneapolis in the old Metrodome. I believe it was the last one there. But, yeah, I'm excited, and I'm not lying. I got goosebumps, man.
Man, this is good stuff, though. Scott and I, we go way back to the good old days. Want to welcome everybody back to the Outlaw Monster Truck Drags here. Version number 4. I want to thank Full Throttle Batteries, great sponsors. The Full Throttle Battery Series were designed from the ground up to handle the increasing demand of today's vehicles. Of course, Full Throttle Batteries. Want to send a big thank you out to High Octane Coffee Company. High Octane Coffee Company is a lot more than just coffee. And of course, Yokohama Tires, inspired for your next adventure. Amsoil, the first in synthetics and Renegade products. Never ride dirty. Now, Scott Rain, you're going to have a great time. We got great sponsors. We've got amazing virtual athletes out here driving, and it's going to be a lot of fun. What are some of your thoughts as you're getting ready to do your first ever virtual Monster Truck Outlaw Drags? What are you thinking going into this, Scott?
Well, I've kind of jumped into this about 2 weeks ago when I'm part of the short course iRacing series. And so I'm still learning, I'm still navigating. But then when I got the phone call from Joe Sylvester about getting involved in this, I was, yeah, okay. It won't be as loud as being in an arena or a stadium. I can do that. And I won't have to worry about running from sideline to sideline or end zone to end zone trying to talk to these drivers. They'll just have to key their mic and boom, there they are. So I'm kind of excited about that part.
Well, and we've had a really good first 3 shows, Scott. When you look at the first 3 shows, you know, the first one, as you can imagine, a little bit choppy. People are trying to figure out what's going on, trying to get your sea legs on. And show number 2 came out a lot smoother. The production stepped up a great deal. I think the fans were pretty stoked about the production. And then last weekend, we actually had replay. So all those awesome fans out there, like my boy Jacob, could actually see the replay. And now we've got a brand new broadcast crew. Joey Sylvester. I don't know. Joey, are you with us right now?
I am, Ken.
Joe Sylvester had a chance last weekend to co-host with me. And Joe Sylvester, driving and co-hosting, you get a phone call out to Scott Rain so you could focus in on driving. What was the whole philosophy there? You're like, I just want to concentrate on driving.
Yeah, man, I've been getting my ass kicked every week on here, man. I need to focus on my driving. I can't try to juggle too much and try to commentate and drive. Doing the driving and doing some interviews is enough for me, man. My brain is about to overload. But you know, I decided to leave it to the professionals. I had some fun with you the last show, Ken. But you and Scott are professionals, and I did an iRacing short course race with Scott last week. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to see if Scott wants to be part of the Outlaw Drags. And I literally just called him a few hours ago, and here he is, ready to announce for us.
Yeah, I was chasing horses around our property when I got the call, so I had to drop everything and take it. It's like, Joe doesn't call me very often, so I better take this call. I'm telling you right now that I had a chance to see Joe in his new Bad Habit truck at SEMA and at Las Vegas for the Mint 400. And if he can take that momentum, that his driving style that I saw firsthand in real life to the virtual life, the rest of the guys better step it up, because Joe, you say you've been sucking lately. Well, come on, man. I've seen you do it for real. Let's put it on the screen right.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Every time I try to drive this virtual truck like my real bad habit, I end up putting it on its lid. But you know what? It's all good fun. We're out here putting on a show for people during this downtime when we can't actually go out and do shows. And we've been getting a lot of really cool people joining us and saying they've been following along every single week. Obviously, we missed last week because of some internet problems. And everybody was a little bit busy for Mother's Day yesterday, so we decided to bump it to Monday today. And hopefully we get some fans watching tonight. You know, we got a great lineup. We got a ton of real drivers, new guys. Blake Granger's in here, and his newly designed Granger racing monster truck that matches his racing quad. We got Cheech, Agosh, driving a truck that's themed after his Crush This podcast that he does. And he's a longtime monster truck guy. He's a crew member for Raminator right now for Hall Brothers. Aaron Cromer's back joining us again this week, and he's in a different truck this week. He's in a truck that he just designed called the Wrecker, and I think it's somewhat of a throwback truck to a truck from the 80s, I believe. So then we've also got Ross Bonar from the Monster Blog and a Monster Blog themed truck. And if you guys know about the Monster Blog, if you're a monster truck fan, you have to go check out the Monster Blog. If you don't know about the Monster Blog, you're not a fan yet. You have to go check it out. And then Danny Maas, he's also a big-time media guy in the monster truck world, does a lot of photography and helps out Ross. And he's at a lot of shows every year, and he's got his own truck design out here too. So it's going to be an exciting night.
It is going to be an exciting night. And guys, High Octane Coffee Company pre-show here. I hope you guys are having a great Monday, the day after Mother's Day. High Octane Coffee Company, not your average coffee shop, not your average coffee. Now, if you guys have not ever been on the Monster Blog, it is the one-stop shop. It's the USA Today of the monster truck industry. If you're looking for connections on shows, connections on promoters, connections on teams, it doesn't matter. Scott Rain, the Monster Blog is basically where you want to go if you're looking for information about monster trucks in the industry.
Yeah, I've been out of it for quite a few years, and that doesn't mean I don't pay attention to what's going on. I'm kind of been stealth, just watching you guys and watching how things have evolved, how things are changing. And I gotta admit, what's going on and what some of these young drivers are able to do with these big, huge monster trucks in the real world, I can't imagine it. I can't imagine some of the maneuvers and some of the stuff that these guys are doing. And then I was watching the YouTube video from last week's event, the Outlaw monster trucks, and they're doing the same things. And I'm like, how do they do that? I'm trying to figure out with the wheels and the pedals and all this. I don't know how you guys do it.
Well, it's a cool thing because, Scott, when you look at this, you've got athletes in here, drivers, like you've got the one and only, Joey Sylvester, Bad Habit. But you've also got guys that do not have real trucks, but they're virtually very dialed into the sport. And it's kind of a cool, eclectic mix of people here. Real drivers that know exactly what it's like to be in front of 5, 10, 15, 70,000 people. And people that are literally just in here that are fans having a chance to race against some of the guys that they see on TV. And I think that's one of the coolest aspects about this. Who's joining us right now? Who do we have out here that's next on the interview? Blake Granger, welcome to the big show, Blake. How's everything going, man, on this Monday night?
What's up, guys? Doing awesome, man. Stoked to be here. Been watching the shows on Sunday nights and, missing my monster truck myself. So figure what's the next best thing? I love racing. I love getting in behind in the action. And here we are, ready to have some fun.
We are going to have some fun. Scotty Rains with us. Scotty, look at old Granger getting ready to go to war here on the virtual stage.
I'm telling you right now, just the looks of this truck, I love it. The technology underneath it, I can only imagine what it is. But Blake, very, very nice job. And your first time getting one of these virtual monster trucks out up on the racing action.
Appreciate it, man. Definitely looking forward to coming out and hanging out and throwing down for you guys.
Blake, let me ask you. I mean, are you a little bit nervous, or is this kind of like one of those cool things where maybe you have a beverage and you're just ready to dial in and have a good time? I mean, you got a great-looking rig there. It's awesome. What's going through your mind right now?
Man, you put a truck behind me in real life, and I'll throw down, but you get me behind a keyboard, and it's somewhat new to me, but I've been playing rigs and rods for years, ever since I started driving. Tyler and all them got me stuck into it, so it actually helped my real driving a ton. I was doing it so much on rigs before I even got behind the steering wheel of a real truck. Once I did get behind the truck, I literally could do everything that I wanted to do, and it just transferred so awesomely. So it's pretty awesome that all these guys that don't drive, they're actually getting an experience that is super close to the real deal. And it's awesome to be a part of it. I'm pumped to come out here and try to drive. The bad news is I just built a rig last minute, and my steering wheel didn't make it in. So luckily for me, I've been playing on a keyboard for years, so it shouldn't be too bad. But for racing, it's a little tough. So I'm going to give it my all. And, man, these guys are fast. I've been watching, so I'm pumped to give it a shot.
Hey, Blake,
All
I got one last question for you. Now, you were talking about the comparisons of the virtual racing as compared to your real life behind the wheel of your monster. When you do a stunt or a maneuver on the virtual screen and you bounce through, you land it hard, big air, whatever it may be, and you do that same thing in real life and you hit, and all of a sudden, oh, that actually hurts. I mean, am I kind of like in the same? Am I in the right way of thinking here? It's like, hey, it didn't hurt last week, and I did it on TV, on my computer screen, but damn, I ain't gonna do that again.
Well, I have to be honest. I'm stuck in arena, so I haven't really got the center fly. I haven't got to really experience a hard landing yet. As a motocross junkie, I've wrecked and broken many a bone. So sitting in this monster truck, it feels like a Cadillac to me. I'm not hitting the ground anymore. It's a roll cage. I love it. So, but no, I mean, it really isn't too bad. That's where my crew chief comes in, man. You got to trust in him to get your shock set, listen to everything I give him. And once we work together and get it dialed in, I really can't complain.
Oh, my goodness. Nice. I love it. Blake Granger, locked and loaded, ready to go to war here. We're moments away from opening ceremonies. I know that you guys are kind of coming in here now, guys. Don't forget, we want to send a big thank you out to AMSOIL as one of the few independently owned oil companies. We've always stood apart from the big oil companies. We maintain the freedom to formulate products based on performance, not price. The result is a complete product line of full synthetic lubricants that help you push the limits of vehicle performance, power, and speed. Ladies and gentlemen, moments away. Stick around. Outlaw Monster Truck Drags just around the corner.
The Bad Habit Monster Truck, and this is the virtual Outlaw Monster Truck Drags.
The Virtual Outlaw Monster Truck Drags. Brought to you by Full Throttle Battery, AMSOIL, Renegade Products, FK Rod Ends, Yokohama Tire, and High Octane Coffee Company.
No one. One coming up the line just a moment of the Outlaw Monster Truck Drags.
Brian Stiegel and Spike getting ready to take on John Zimmer Jr. and Terminal Velocity. Scotty Rain, take it away.
Coming up next will be John Zimmer Jr. and Terminal Velocity. Both trucks are lined up. Man, beautiful track here tonight. And nice job getting a spike. It's a little bit of a jump off the line. Going to the first corner, that momentum up across the line. Looks like it may be spike across the line first. We'll have to wait, get the official announcement on that. But I think that was all hole shot on that, if I saw it correctly. And Spike is the winner. He'll be moving into round 2. Short J-hook course tonight. So it looks like the Ripper gets a bye run. And he'll be going against Spike in round 2. So our next 2 that should be coming up, I believe, is the Wrecker and Snakebite coming up the line for their round 1 pairing. You can see our trucks. This is round 4. Actually, stop number 4 as our next 2 trucks come out onto the course for pre-staging. First one coming to the line will be Aaron Cromer in the Wrecker. And Snakebite, one of the most recognizable designs, most recognizable trucks on the circuit today, is Drew Epler will be behind the wheel. Again, as they're coming up the line, who will get the whole shot? Waiting for that green light. Oh, big time hole shot on the far side of the course. Kind of pushing, going in the corner. They're going to make contact. Just glanced off each other. I don't know how it happened. And there's a big rollover. And how about this for the second week in a row? We got a replay of the racing action. Not sure if they touched right there. I believe they did. On the exit of the corner, right before the finish line jump.
That green light. Oh, big time hole shot on the far side of the course.
Oh, okay. Got an announcement after
pushing, going to the corner, going to make contact. Just
still not able to tell them contact.
For that green light.
It sounds like the Wrecker is going to be moving into round 2. Getting ready for our 3rd pairing. And in fact, let's see, if we go back to that bracket setup just a moment ago, I believe that I heard that Spike received a 5-second penalty, so terminal velocity will be moving into round 2. So already a little bit of drama going on back in the pits. Terminal velocity will take on the Ripper. Then we got the Wrecker will be taking on the winner of the Avenger and High Stakes pairing coming up in just a moment. Kind of like that Outlaw Monster Truck Drags logo, one of the coolest ones. Here we go, our next Kyle Knickerbocker, an Avenger. And then we got Tommy Verlone and High Stakes in the Jeep Cherokee. They're both already at the line. See who gets that jump at the green light. Fairly even start. Going into the corner, the hairpin turn. And it looks like it might be the Jeep Cherokee across the line. Once again, how about this? For the second week in a row, once again, replay action. Provided by our producers here. Have really stepped up the broadcast.
Jump at the green light.
A slight pause at the line. Goes into the corner. Throws it sideways very early in the on. I'm just wondering if it's just got a loose coming to the turn. But just couldn't quite get across the line. Make up that time. So High Stakes will move into round 2 to take on the Wrecker. Once again, the Ripper into round 2 via a bypass, and then Terminal Velocity will be taking him on.
Well, Scotty Rain, I'm in here
Hey,
with
he's
you,
back.
but I'm actually watching it on YouTube delayed. For whatever reason, I've got the circle of death going through the middle of my screen, so I am behind. So what we'll do is you do the live action. I'm about 15 seconds behind you, and I can give you the color commentary, and we'll make it work like that. So that's the best we can do. I don't know why the circle of death is going around on my screen, but it is.
Well, once again, we got coming up next week, Danny Maas and Cluster Truck going up against the guy we talked about earlier tonight, and we had a chance to talk with him. Okay. Then we got Ross Bonar and the Monster Blog. Boy, that truck, that color just jumps off the screen.
And once again, guys, if you have not been on the Monster Blog, you got to get there. Monster Blog, that is the one place where you can get pretty much anything you need to know about monster trucks.
Fairly even start off the line into the hairpin turn and making it look easy. Looking, it might have gone into the corner a little bit deep. It came out of the corner with lots of forward bite. And Cluster Truck looks like it'll be the first one across the line. Get an official call from our line judges. You just see as they go into the corner, brakes hard into that left-hand turn. Cluster Truck comes through the corner, set up straight on, and then it's a drag race up across the line. And it will be the Cluster Truck will be going up against Bad Habit, Joey Sylvester. And our next pairing has Vince Acard and Wicked Strong. And it'll be Chucky Pauken and Aftermath. Two pairing, we'll find out who will be moving into round two. Already both at the line. Oh man, big time. It looked like Pauken got caught napping. And something happened on the far side to Pauken. Brakes locked up in the left front or something like that, but the whole truck just upset the suspension up on that left front. And it just took him out almost before going in the corner. Again, here's a replay. Watch the far side of the corner. First off, he's like slow off the line at the drop of the green light. And now in about 100 feet, watch the left front of Pauken right there. Like he might have hooked a rut or something, trying to get that truck turned sideways. Once again, another replay real quick. Yes, not Wicked Strong. We'll move into the next round of racing to take on Riptide or Granger Racing. We'll find out in just a moment. So, Kenny, what did you think happened right there to Aftermath?
This is so
Pauken?
fucking frustrating. I can't even explain.
Our next two trucks come up to the line for actually it's our last pairing in round one. Should be Riptide going up against Blake Granger and Granger Racing, that big Ford Super Duty. There we go. There's Dan Cheech Agosh in Riptide. Now, is that a Chevy S10 body? Couldn't quite tell. Kind of had that look to it. So once again, here we go as we get ready for our last pairing in round one. Moving into round two will be Terminal Velocity taking on the Ripper, who's got their via bye run. Terminal Velocity took out Psycho Pat, and next pairing was the Wrecker and Snakebite, and that was a very, very close one. The Wrecker coming out on top, and Avenger and High Stakes in round one. Avenger actually got the whole shot, but went way wide through the left hand or his right hand turn, and High Stakes came by across the line. And in the other side of the bracket, Monster Blog and Cluster Truck been to round two. having beat Monster Blog. Aftermath of Wicked Strong. Saw Aftermath having a little bit of a mechanical issue. And here comes Riptide now. Our final pairing once again in round 1. Nice color combinations right there. I like that. You know, sometimes you think to yourself, boy, I wonder what pink and white and black and yellow would look like. You're going, I don't think so. But then all of a sudden you actually get a chance to visualize it, and there it is. It works. Very, very nice. Nice job on the design. Yeah, Riptide's having some issues trying to get up to the line. I'm not sure if it's a transmission problem or what, but it gets up the line and then kind of drifts back a little bit. You can see it's still drifting back some. And gets caught off the line a little bit going into the first turn. Way wide! Wow! And then Granger Racing went way wide through the turn. We'll see if there may have been, might be a judgment call. Now watch. Granger Racing goes way, like he wasn't able to make the corner, goes sliding right into the line of Riptide. It kind of took his lane away. And just barely saves it across the finish line jump. So moving into round 2 will be Granger Racing taking out Wicked Strong. Real quick, our next round of racing in round 2 will be the Ripper versus Terminal Velocity. The Wrecker will take on High Stakes, and on the other side of the bracket will be Bad Habit taking out the Cluster Monster, and Wicked Strong will take on Granger Racing. That will be round 2 of the Outlaw Monster Truck Drags. And Ryan Caputo will be bringing out the Ripper for the first pairing in round 2. He'll be taking out Terminal Velocity. And my Husky just let out a sleepy roar in the corner.
Well, guys, I'm still here. I just can't seem to get any live action. Like right now, I'm watching it on the YouTube channel from Joe Sylvester. Things look fantastic so far. Scott Rain. I don't know what the problem is. My phone, it just will not catch. I've got the circle of death. It is what it is. So, hoorah.
Well, no problem. It wouldn't be a monster truck event if we didn't have some sort of technical difficulties, whether it be virtual or real life. So, we'll get through it, man.
You're rocking and rolling those. Scott Rain, ladies and gentlemen, of Monster Jam fame. The voice of all off-road, hanging out here in the Outlaw Monster Truck Drags. I love it.
Kenny, this is so new to me. I feel like I'm way out of my element right now. But Terminal Velocity will be moving into the semis now. The Wrecker and High Stakes in round 2. They're paired up. They'll be taking the winner of that. Will be taking on Terminal Velocity. So it looks like we got a Jeep Grand Cherokee up against the Chevy C10. Nice even start. This is probably the best start of both trucks at the same time we've had so far tonight. Oh man, the contact made. Yeah, we're definitely going to go check this out on replay. Now watch the start. Very even at the start. They're going into the corners. They set up so early before they get to the turn. Coming out of the corner, side by side, still both sideways. And how about that? Yeah, the Wrecker looks like it's got him by half a tire up across the line. And he did. Yeah, the Wrecker will take on Terminal Velocity in the semis. Very cool job. Frame by frame replay. And for the first time tonight, we're going to see Joe Sylvester and Bad Habit getting into round 2 via the bye run. And he'll be going up against Cluster Monster. Both getting up to the line, staging. I just love these starts watching. Sylvester, big jump on the line, probably a good half a truck length. And just like that, he loops it, and Cluster Truck across the line. Tough break for Joey Sylvester and Bad Habit. He's got to be kicking himself right now, but nice, clean, easy run by Cluster Truck as he crossed the line. He'll be moving into semis. Can't help but think, Kenny, that Joe kind of called this. Joe Sylvester in pre-show was talking about how he's still having issues trying to get the hang of this virtual racing stuff, and we kind of saw that right now, huh?
Well, one of the things about Joe Sylvester, he's the ultimate competitor. I say that all the time because Joe Sylvester, whenever he's out there doing things, man, he is out there to win it. So you know the frustration boils over when he's not having that success because competitors, Scotty Rain, they want to win.
Yeah, Joey Sylvester, I mean, he's raced just about everything on 4 wheels, starting with the quads all the way up. I know he's been jumping into UTVs back a few years ago, sprint cars, late models. I mean, he's raced it all, and he finds himself back in a monster truck. So good job by him.
Speaking of Joe Sylvester, we got the High Octane Coffee Company. Not your average coffee shop, not your average coffee, Scott Rain.
I'm not a coffee drinker, but I'll take your word for it.
Well, don't take my word for it. Take Joe's word for it, or it'll beat you up. That's how it goes.
Yeah. Whoa. Nice jump at the line. Let's see. Oh, man, the speed. A cup across the line. Wicked Strong gets a great jump at the line. Now watch him going into the turn 1. Sets up very early, carries a drift all the way through the corner, so nice. Comes out at the exit of the turn, already straight for the finish line. It's just, 2-3 car lengths across the line. Wicked Strong will move into the semifinals.
Hey, question for my producer. Tommy, is there any way you can pull in my other profile 4323? Because when I'm trying to use that one on my laptop, it doesn't even give me a chance to join the stream. It gives me a buster sign. Copy.
So our field is set in the semifinals. Terminal Velocity and the Wrecker will be paired up against each other on the left side of the bracket, and on the right side, Cluster Truck and Wicked Strong. Our final 4. Hopefully Kenny Nowicki will be able to jump in here in just a moment as he's having technical difficulties.
We're working on it, Scotty.
He's there somewhere.
Oh my gosh. We might actually have some here. Can you hear me?
I got you, Kenny. We got you. Uh-oh, we've got issues back in the tunnel in the pit area. Aaron Cromer is on the clock right now. 2 minutes and ticking. If he can't make the call within 2 minutes. Oh, 90 seconds. Okay.
Look at that clock, Scotty Rain. Look at that.
That's like pre-show countdown, huh? Opening ceremonies?
Good stuff.
So we had terminal velocity starting in the far side. Being told that terminal velocity's got out of 3 races so far this year, he's won 2 of them. So got a good percentage going right now. How you doing, Ken? You there?
We're working on it. I honestly don't know what the hell's going on.
You know what? It sounds like you're announcing at the Pontiac Silverdome right now with about 2.5 second delay.
We're trying to get it dialed in.
So Aaron Cromer could not make the call, so Snakebite is coming up to the line instead. Man, I like the color of the new colors of the Snakebite. That is neat. I like that. So the winner of this one will move into the finals for the Racing Championship. I don't know, Kenny, you've been here the first 3 weeks. What do you make the call on this one? I like that colors the Snakebite, so I'm going to go with the black, red, and white Snakebite. Going into the turn, and it's not going to be my guy. Nope. That didn't take long. Not long at all. But I have noticed one thing as these guys take the green light about halfway down the front straightaway, going into the turn, they got to set up so early to make that corner. And if they don't do that, that's exactly what happens. You saw that with Snakebite. Our next 2 coming up to the line. Cluster Truck in the far side. And Wicked Strong closest to the camera. Nice even start going into that turn. Again, early setup. This is going to be good because he set the truck up so early, and Wicked Strong dominates his way into the finals. Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's almost like riding a bike, Ken. You struggle trying to find that balance, and all of a sudden, the light bulb above your head goes off, and you go, I got it. It's kind of the same way with the drivers behind the wheel of these 10,000-pound monster trucks. They struggle, and all of a sudden something happens, they find something, and, oh, I got this. And you can see that right now with Wicked Strong. There's no doubt about it. It made it look too easy in the semifinals. I'm going on a limb right now. I got Wicked Strong and closest to the camera here. He sets up just early. Perfect setup going into the corner once again.
Look at the finish!
That was incredible. The far side kept it so tight up against the pylons. I don't know how he didn't touch him, but that was all about, now watch how tight that right-hand turn is. Didn't over-rotate. And look how nice it tucked. Yeah.
That's great stuff, Scotty Rain. Smooth, silky. Little Zim Jr. is in here. John Zimmer Jr., congratulations. once again, you are back in the winner's circle of racing. And listen, I'm not going to pick on Scott Rain. He didn't pick you. But I didn't pick anybody. But you know what? Congratulations. Another big win there, Johnny.
Yeah, I had to get my racing going back. I'm at a whole different setup this week. I'm actually at Zach Garner's house. We're up here working on the monsters this weekend, so I'm using his sim setup. So
Zach is awesome, man. Zach also becoming quite the little driver himself. So Scott Rain, a youngster with bloodlines going all the way back to the Monster Jam greats there. John Zimmer Jr. is your winner, Scotty Rain.
Yeah, John. Now, be honest with us. How much has your dad helped you get you up to this point? Not so much maybe with the virtual racing, but obviously with the outdoor career.
He's definitely a huge help. I wouldn't know the people that I do know without him. He worked his butt off for years, and that's how I got my start with Jamie Garner. So yeah, he's definitely huge in it.
So if your dad ever stepped behind the wheel of one of these virtual racing events, you'd have to help him out, though, correct?
Oh, I would have to. I'd have to show him all the secrets. Can't be giving them away, but I'll give them away to him.
Nice job, Mr. Zimmer. Nice job.
So John Zimmer Jr. jumps back into the winner's circle. His third racing championship in 4 events. Man, oh man. DeCoin, Illinois, the state fairgrounds is a great place for John Zimmer Jr. Want to send a big thank you out to Yokohama Tires, inspired to go strong, and of course, the first name in synthetics, AMSOIL. Scotty Rain, if you never ride dirty, it's because you're never riding dirty because of Renegade products, and of course, FK Rod Ends, making components in the USA the right way. So we've got great sponsor, Scott Rain. We've got a repeating racing champ. Now John Zimmer Jr. is third crown. What are your thoughts so far of the Outlaw Monster Truck Drags? This is your first night with us.
Actually, I think it's pretty cool. I'm watching the driving styles. I mean, I didn't think that you could see different driving styles on something like this. It's definitely been there. Guys that like to pitch it sideways and drift all the way through the corners. Some guys like to keep it nice and tight and just drive almost like it's an asphalt stock car through the corners. It's very, very cool to see how this is working out. Drivers, and like I said, their driving styles.
Man, we got so many cool fans. I know my boy Jacob Knows Cool is out there. He's watching. Man, he's been having a lot of fun. And, of course, I'm sure my boy Scotty's out there having a good time. You know, Scott Rain, when we're out and about, we get a chance to meet so many amazing fans. And now that we're all kind of quarantined at home, it's kind of a cool place to come and congregate here on the internet here with the Outlaw Monster Truck Drags. It makes you feel like you're not missing out as much.
Well, you know what, and in all honesty, I've been out of this now for about 7 or 8 years, so I've kind of lost contact with a lot of the people, a lot of the fans I used to know throughout this country. But just watching you, and you and I don't talk very often, but we stay in touch. But I still follow you via the social medias, and your interaction with all the fans, and the fact that they know you, and they want it, and you're one of the attractions of a Hot Wheels weekend. They search for you as well as the drivers, but they also search for you guys, and that's kind of cool to see.
Well, here we are. We're getting ready to keep on going here. John Zimmer Jr., your racing winner, and Ross. I love Ross Bonar here at the Monster Block. He gets the catbird seat here, the first truck out for freestyle. Scotty Rain, it's not much different in the virtual world. We're getting ready to go to battle, and they can do whatever they want out there for 90 seconds.
Now, this is something where you got to help me out on, because some of these guys got these fancy rigs at home, and just driving a monster truck is one thing, but to do it in a rig sitting at home, I'm still trying to figure out how do they do that. I mean, the wheelies and the stoppies and all these other stunts that they're able to pull off, the backflips, the big air, how they're able to do that and know where they're at and what they're doing from these race rigs sitting at home.
So look at this, the Monster Blog, the one-stop spot for everything monster trucks. Ross Bonar coming out with big air, good momentum, using the track wisely. And, of course, the crowd here in DeCoin, Illinois, they look like they're having a good time too, Scotty.
Virtually, hell yeah.
Nice.
Now this is
look at
kind
this.
of oh
Big
wow.
air. Hitting that final 50 seconds donuts down at the far end of the track. And of course, Scott Rain, this is where the bar gets sat right here. The truck coming out first gets a chance to see everything. Everybody gets a chance to watch them. And of course, this score is going to be the bedrock, the bar, if you will, here in the Outlaw Monster Truck Drags and Freestyle. So far, what are your thoughts? Is he getting the job done?
Well, it's very hard. We talk about it all the time, man. Back in the day, it's like very hard to be the first guy to come out because the bar is yours. I mean, you are setting the bar. All the jumps, all the obstacles are at its peak. It's the hardest. It's the most severe angles. They're not rutted up or wore down at all. Nice job back doing it going in reverse. But yeah, it's got to be very, very tough to be the first guy to come up. But yeah, to answer your question, I think he's doing a hell of a job so far.
First weekend out here for Ross Bonar in the Monster blog, and great run. I'm going to say this was a very solid score. You know, you get 10 points for filling the clock automatically, and Ross did a great job filling the clock. So I'm saying right now things aren't too shabby.
No, not at all, Ken. It's like, and plus to make his crew even happier, he drove it off the track.
So the score's coming up right now, a total of 30.
Yeah.
First place, Scotty Rain.
Very nice score coming out of the box. First one out there. That I don't see that being touched for probably 3-4 trucks, because as we get to the field, you know, the guys start getting amped up a little bit more. The adrenaline starts to flow a little bit heavier. And the last 2-3 guys that come up for freestyle, well, basically, they have no choice but to tear down their trucks during their run.
And the great part about tearing down your trucks here in this run, it ain't going to cost you thousands of dollars. You just hit the reset button and you're back in the game, baby.
A very
So
nice job by Monster Plug out there, yeah.
I love it. This is how
Nice.
you get the party started right here.
Nice opening score.
And you know, Scotty, time 10, air 6, momentum 7, technical 7. We say it week in and week out. Man, fill the clock. You fill the clock, you get that automatic 10, and you build on that. Who do we got up next, Scotty?
Brian Stiegel and Spike. And this truck is known for a long time of just really hanging it out in freestyle.
Coming out of the tunnel, looking to beat a 30 from the Monster Block. Bike. Ready to take a bite out of the track here at the State Fairgrounds in DeQuoin, Illinois. Here we go. As soon as he hits the first obstacle, the clock is running.
Hey, Kenny, do you think we'll see anybody do a Todd LeDuc coming out of the tunnel, top speed, and hitting a jump right away?
He might do it, but you take the roof out of the arena, man. Scott, I got to be, Todd LeDuc, he gets up there, man. I don't know if anybody gets bigger air than old Todd LeDuc and his Monster Energy. It's pretty impressive. So far, looking good. Score to beat is a 30 from the Monster Blog. 1 minute left on the clock. Look at that. Back in the game, baby.
Oh, just like the old USHRA days, got shut down.
And game on. So now you're looking for the technical aspects to the track out there. We want to see every obstacle getting used. You want to see great stuff like that right there from Spike into a stoppie, Scott Rain. Look at that.
Yeah, I just think about this. I've been out of this now for about 7 or 8 years, and back 7 or 8 years ago, we never imagined that drivers would someday be doing this as a normal part of their freestyle. This is crazy.
This is awesome. That is amazing stuff from Spike.
I'm going out there, but just by that save, we may have a new leader.
Well, you're going to see some pretty cool stuff.
And,
look at that. Riding the bike into the final seconds of freestyle, Scotty Rain could be sitting on a potential new leader. Spike literally took the technical score up a few notches, and he filled the clock. So 10 points. Let's see where the other 3 aspects fit right in.
Ken, I've for years, since day one of me being involved with USHRA and Monster Jam, I've always wondered where that fine line is of skill and luck, especially when it comes to 10,000 pounds. How do they save these things? How do they do that? Well, how do they know when to hit that throttle to bring that front end back around? How do they know how to do all this stuff? And again, where is that fine line of, and there we have it, new leader.
33 for Spike, and I think that's a good call, Scott Rain. I got to be honest. Technical, very good score on the technical. Of course, the 10 for time. Air, good air. Momentum, very solid. So I'm going to tell you, this is the fastest we've gotten into the 30s for freestyle, and we got a lot of trucks to go. But right now, I think we're right where we're supposed to be.
Yeah, the judges are right on it when it comes to the scoring so far. I would have liked to have seen more air out of Spike, but you know what? With the saves that he had, some of those maneuvers, yeah, no complaints here.
So we have a 33 to beat, ranked number 1 for Spike. And we're going to keep on working our way through freestyle. Scotty Rain, the wrecker, is coming up next. And it is an awesome-looking truck driven by Aaron Cromer. Let's see what the wrecker has in store for us now.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about now that I haven't talked to Aaron for probably 3-4 years outside of the social medias, but to talk about this guy as one of the veterans now, it just seems not a natural thing for me, right? But he's been around a long time.
But look at it's just like changing with the times, playing in between the hockey boards here at the DeCoin, Illinois State Fair. Good donuts into a double up off the ambulance stack over there. I'm liking the momentum so far.
Yeah, he's keeping the speed up. He's not just idling around, which we used to see quite a bit of. Now the guys have learned. It's almost like Dennis Anderson himself taught these guys, and they figured it out finally, that you keep those RPMs up high, you keep that noise level real high, that excitement real high, getting from place to place, obstacle to obstacle, and the speed to get there is just as much as sometimes as, you know. Now, Kenny, that's got to hurt. Landing sideways from that kind of air, that's got to just beat up your head a little bit.
Well, it does, but not out here, brother. It feels just nice. Oh, he hit the wall. He's into the wall. It's like a fly in flypaper, Scott Rain. He's stuck in the wall.
So he stuck his left front up over the wall, looks like, kind of, maybe?
Look at that. He's walking off the track. Get out of here. Look at that.
I'm taking my monster truck and I'm going home.
So, you know, I got to tell you, though, the air factor was huge, but the big points loss here didn't fill the clock, so Aaron Cromer is going to not get the lead. But, man, that square body Chevrolet, that's a sharp-looking truck.
Yeah, I do like the graphics on it. Again, the color combination is very, very cool. So, yeah, it's a very cool-looking truck.
Waiting on the score. Remember, RenegadeProductsUSA.com. Renegade Products wants to remind everybody, never ride dirty. RenegadeProductsUSA.com. And, of course, High Octane Coffee Company, not your average coffee shop. And Scott Rain, not your average coffee.
Yeah, not your average coffee shop owner either.
No, 24 is the score. Not too bad, though.
Yeah, not too bad what he had to go through and not making it through the clock. But I think he, for the amount of time he was on the course, a technical score of 5 is not bad at all.
Not at all. So we're 3 into this. And, of course, you're getting a chance to see all of the obstacles that are out there, how they're throwing the trucks. And Scott Rain, it never hurts to be going in the middle of the pack because you've kind of had a chance to see all of the other people's momentum, their technical skills, what kind of air they're getting. And you also get a chance to see what the obstacles are doing as Dan Cheech Agosh is getting ready to come out in Riptide.
Another very cool graphics, very cool looking truck.
It's like another Chevrolet.
Yeah, is that an S10? It kind of has that look to it in the front.
It is pretty. So let's see what Cheech has got going here on his BK tire. But of course, man, nobody's got better tires than the Yokohamas of Joe Sylvester. Coming up a little bit later.
Time to beat once again is Spike with a score of 33. So that I think right now it's going to be kind of tough.
Cheech is getting a feel for the track. The truck's doing a really good job of absorbing everything. A little cross tread there. I think that when you get out there and you get on it too early, you don't want to roll over early because then you have no chance at anything. So this is kind of that in-between time when you're trying to wow people, you're trying to get some wow moments, but you're not going to go crazy yet. But about 40 seconds, that's when the walls come down and the roof gets lifted off.
You know, Ken, I'm watching this thing right now, and I like the way he's handling it. When he hits a big air and lands, there's not a lot of rebound. It doesn't like spring him back up into the air again. It kind of goes around for a while. He lands, it sticks. So it gives him a chance to get back on that throttle, make the turn, and go to the next obstacle.
Get on that loud pedal. Use these obstacles. Good air there from Riptide. The Chevrolet, the heartbeat of the Outlaw Monster Truck Drags. Looking good so far. The score to beat is at 33 from Spike. And I'm thinking the final 15 seconds here should be pretty wild.
Still haven't quite seen enough for me to think that he's going to have anything for a score of 33 or higher.
Oh, doing a little reversey here. Look at this. Nice reverse.
Yeah. And, oh.
You know what's beautiful? Scott Rain, he filled the clock. So, you know,
right
he goes
to the zeros.
out with a wow moment. But I didn't see the technical things that Spike did. But this is still, nonetheless, a very solid run from Dan, Agosh, and, of course, Riptide. So let's wait and see what that score pops up. But I don't know if this is going to get the lead. I really don't.
Yeah, I really don't think so either. I mean, he did a few different things, like the final stunt there, doing the reverse. But, yeah, he filled up the clock. That's all you can ask. And I can't help but think that the biggest thing is he didn't tear up anything. He'll be able to drive it on the trailer.
And, of course, the score comes in. Riptide a 29. So that's the number 3 out of 4 so far. That seems like a fair score to me.
Yeah, very much so. I'm telling you, the scoring is right on right now.
So Ross Bonar's with us here from the Monster Blog. Ross, your first event. What did you think?
Hey, you know, it's a great time during this whole quarantine and everything. Everyone's just looking for a bit of a monster truck fix, and what Joey and you guys are doing right now, this is what all the fans are looking for, just some monster truck action. And it's been fun here lately with NASCAR doing the iRacing, all these guys doing the online virtual stuff, and just glad to be a part of it.
Hey,
Ross, we're gonna hop back in here real quick. We'll get back to Ross. You know, Scotty Rain Ripper is out there. Another Chevrolet pickup.
Look at this. Can he do it?
Oh, my goodness. The corkscrew. It's amazing. Ross, are you still in here? Are you seeing this, Ross?
I'm picking my jaw up off the floor after watching that incredible move right there. The Ripper.
I love it. Scott Ray, that's a wow moment right there early.
Yeah, I think that might have already given about 30 points. Now all he has to do is score 4 more in the next 60 seconds.
That is awesome stuff. Ross Bonar in the booth with us right now. Just got done running a little while ago. The Ripper taking it to the track with 45 seconds left. Ross, we need a little more, though, don't we? We can't just say that was the winner because we got to get some more technical pointers in here, don't we, Ross?
Well, that and also fill the clock. That's always the biggest thing, and that's one of the things I was happiest about is being able to fit all the time in, but all of these guys are doing a great job here so far tonight, and, you know, the Ripper, we're looking forward to seeing this truck out there on the real track. We got a chance to see the under construction truck at the Hall of Fame this past November, and, incredible move there.
It looked like he was going to try to get up on the bike, and it kind of bit him a little bit, but yeah, he kind of gets up.
Look at the replay, though. This is good stuff.
Yeah.
He's up on the sidewalls of the Yokohama tires, trying to get it back up, but you know what? Eventually, in virtual, you have to hit the kill rating. You got to hit the RII, and that's what happened to him there. I don't know if he filled the clock. Definitely some wow moments for the big Chevrolet, the Ripper, waiting for that score. But Ross, how is things happen? How is everything going at the Monster Blog? What are you guys doing to fill your time?
Well, you know what's been fun is it's given us a lot of time to to go back through old footage and put a lot of old content back out there. We're taking stuff from back in the late 2008, 2009 range, and we're re-releasing it, re-edited. So I think folks have been having a lot of fun. We're just trying to keep any new content coming we can, and this series that you guys and Joe are running is doing that for all the fans out there.
Well, guys, and don't forget, if you have not liked or followed the Monster Blog on social media, make sure you do that. Get on Instagram, get on Facebook, get the likes, get the follows, and it'll keep things rocking and rolling. Scotty Rain, 29 for the Rippler. Who's next?
We've got Drew Epler and Snakebite. Now, that's not the truck, the color scheme you're going to see. But that's the new one that I like a lot, the black fire Snakebite. Yeah, I don't like snakes that much. All of a sudden, you're going to throw a fire in front of it? Oh, hell no.
Yeah, no, we're good. He is right off the bat. Look at old Drew coming out here. Ooh, not bad. But now here's the thing. When you're doing these little things, you got to remember, you got to fill that clock, man. You got to get those wow moments. So, not bad. Yeah. Oh. Drew, Mankind, Epler, Scotty Rain came out trying to do something. You can't really get on them, you know, because you want to say, listen, we want to see new stuff. He came out, tried to do a stoppie, ends up on the lid.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, that's what freestyle is. You got to try something different. I mean, you're limited to what the track gives you. The obstacles are getting beat down a little bit after he's the sixth truck to come out here, I think. So things are getting pounded down, flattened down a little bit. So you got to try something and give them all the credit in the world for it.
So a score does come in, and it is a 12. And I listen, you come out 3-3-3. That's fair stuff, man. Drew, Mankind, Epler trying to make something happen in Snakebite. Take a look at the leaderboard. Scotty Rain, things look good.
Yeah, I mean, all the scores are appropriate. That's the crazy part. I mean, how many times have you been at another monster truck event? I'm not going to get specific, where the people in the stands were just losing their minds because the scores were way out of whack. Right here, what we're looking at right now in the Outlaw Monster Truck Drags freestyle is dead spot on.
So right now, Spike sitting on top, looking good. And Cluster Truck, I love it.
Yeah.
Danny, man.
I got nothing.
I'm good, man. I think I used up my swears tonight. I'm done. So Cluster Truck, ready to rock and roll in freestyle.
Now, a lot of folks may not know, but this is actually based on Danny Maas's RC truck that he runs in the Trigger King series. And he always said that if he could ever make this into a real truck, it would sell a ton of merchandise. And I think I agree with him.
It's a great looking truck, and he gets a slap wheelie right off the bat. This is good technical driving early. Another slap wheelie. The Cluster Truck is kind of wowing me a little bit.
No, I'm not going to say wowing. That wasn't bad right there, though. But you know what? He's still, from what I've seen so far, he still has to amp it up just a little bit more.
Look at you, digging your hand in everybody's pocketbook. You just want more. More.
Yeah, and if he's going to sell T-shirts of that truck, I'll buy one.
Buster, my goodness, look at the air. I love it. Air Jordan, the Last Dance style. How's that?
No, yeah, exactly. Oh, okay, what's he got going on? There we go.
Hey! Guys, I'm liking this so far. Technically, this has been a really solid run. We just need a couple of wow moments. We got to finish with an unbelievable wow moment here.
Yeah, I think he's going to run out of time for anything to be pulled off. But let's see. Oh, crossway. Here we go.
Nice.
This has got to hurt. That sideways landing like that. Oh.
Bonus freestyle. I'm going to tell you, that was a very, very good freestyle. Ross, you're still with us. What are your thoughts?
That was impressive. I've been watching Danny do this a lot. We've been kind of practicing, trying not to embarrass ourselves here in this first event for the two of us. And he's pulled off a lot of great stuff. I think he's going to be pretty happy with that run.
I like the way he parked it right at the very end, right next to the wall by the fans, so he just has to look over there and wink at him.
Wink
I like that.
indeed. Is it enough, Scott Rain?
I don't think so. I think this will probably put him second or third, possibly. But I stand corrected again. I am not having a good night.
You're having a great night. 34. Cluster Truck looking amazing there. Outlaw Monster Truck Drags. Danny Maas zoom into the number 1 spot with a great solid run. Oh, Nelly, what a run for Cluster Truck. It just gets better and better, guys. I'm telling you, better and better.
I would not make it as a Las Vegas prognosticator, no doubt about it. But I'm telling you, impressive run, yes. Do I personally think it's a leading truck right now? I still think Spike should be at the top.
Well, opinions vary.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's I at my age, I don't make a whole lot of friends. I just throw it out there.
Yeah, you do. Who cares? But your wife is still hot, so you got that going for you.
Just don't say it so loud because she'll hear it and then she'll get a big old goofy grin on her face and I have to live with her.
Oh my goodness. All right.
But you're right.
Speaking of Vegas, she's the hottest blind woman I've ever seen in my life. I love it. So we got High Stakes coming out here. Tommy Verrillo. Look at this. Is this a Jeep Cherokee, Scotty Ray?
I believe so, yeah. That's what I've been calling it all night. Again, a nice... It kind of has a throwback to the World Finals design from quite a few years ago.
Almost like a double
cool.
down. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Nice solid start here.
Now,
And,
is that a loaf of bread they run through there or what?
Look at this. The fairgrounds here in DeCoin, Illinois on fire. And man, oh man. Ross, are you still in here with us?
Oh yeah, Ken, we're still in here watching this great action from the high truck here.
This is good stuff, man. Now, do you guys do any reporting on this on the actual Monster Blog site? Do you let everyone know what's
He's up
going
in the
on?
suite right now doing it, so yeah.
Well, we've been trying to promo it on the various social, trying to get you guys some viewers here, and watching great action like that right there. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun watching this. Doing something just like all these other major series are doing right now, trying to bring the fans some action.
So Ross Bonar in here with Scott Rain. I'm Ken Novitsky. This is the Outlaw Monster Truck Drags, and we are watching Tommy Verrillo in High State out of Township, Michigan. Perfect. Little moonwalk. Now see...
He's not out of it yet,
He's
guys.
not done.
Oh.
I stopped talking. They hit the RII right as I was getting ready to go in, but that was really cool stuff that replays up. Scotty Rain, the corkscrew from the moonwalk. High Stakes, going for it.
Hey, Kenny, we really got to throw it out to the producers here coming up with this replay, and then during racing I think you were still having technical difficulties, but doing it frame by frame replay, which was really cool.
Well, and you know what was funny? I got a text message. I guess while I was having my technical difficulties, my language may have got a little sailor-like, and if that's the case, I apologize.
Yeah, I was wondering if that was broadcast out there, if that was just for my enjoyment.
And listen, just so everybody out there knows, I love you guys. You know that, and you've got the real Ken Novitsky right here, right now, and wow, it was frustrating because I couldn't come into the sandbox and play. I want to get in there and do some playing.
You're kind of doing the moonwalk off stage right now, aren't you?
30. A great score for High Stakes. Not enough to take the lead, though. 34 is still the score to beat, and Cluster Truck and Danny Maas, the leader right now, about a third of the field left. So right now, Monster Blog does break the tie for the number 3 spot over High Stakes for time. And Scott Rain, fill the clock as Chucky Pawkin is getting ready to come out here in Aftermath. You got to love Chucky. What's he doing there, Scotty Rain?
His dad.
He looks like Fonzarelli. He looks like the Fawn. But no, that's the Chucky dad.
Yeah, exactly. Right away, go cross-threading it. How about that, going from one jump across to another?
I just realized there's probably 2 people on this whole broadcast that even know who the Fonz is. So that's pretty sad.
I was more into Pinky.
Tuscadero. All right.
You got it.
Aftermath. Look at this. Technical. Just like his daddy. Riding the wheelie. Man. I just love how smooth. Big air. All of the obstacles. If he can get a couple of wow moments riding a bike
right there. You're seeing it, Ken. You're seeing it,
awesome.
Yeah. Almost a full 360 up on 2 wheels. And my gosh, Ken, keep in mind, I've not been around for 7 or 8 years. I'm watching his dad. This is his dad driving.
Look at this is no big deal.
The driving style is his dad.
But I gotta be honest, he's making this look too easy. He's got to get
exactly.
more ragged edge. He's making this
point.
look like a drive in the park. He's got to. It just looks too easy. It looks too easy. Oh my God! Man, oh man!
A forward backflip where he was moving forward.
So we have just witnessed a bunch of wow moments as the clock counts down to 0. Chucky Pawkins, CP3.
There's got to be a 10 in there someplace. There's got to be a 10 in there somewhere.
Well, there's one for the time for sure. But you know what's even more impressive? To get the 10 on the time when you're doing the stuff that Aftermath was doing. That's the ragged edge right there.
Yeah, that stuff can't be taught. There's no way.
Oh, my goodness. So CP3, Chucky Pawkins. Let's see what the scores come in. I'm thinking we got a new leader. Ross, what are your thoughts if you're still in here?
Oh, yeah, right there. Boom. 35, new leader. You knew it as soon as that run was done. And the only thing that was missing from that is being able to see his little, emoji character jump out of the truck and do the Chucky dance for everyone.
I love it. I love it. All right. I love this. 35 for Aftermath. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trucks remaining. And there's some really good trucks coming up here, guys. This is going to be one of those nail-biter finishes, I think.
Yeah, 1 point, man. I guess I stand corrected. As Terminal Velocity, John Zimmer Jr. will be coming out. Another one of the, generational drivers who grew up with this sport. The very famous dad, I'm sure, got him up to this point. Now it's time for Junior to take the reins and do it himself.
You know, I love watching the chat guys in there giving all the comments. They're loving what Chucky laid down here. This is good stuff. And another, I don't want to say legend just yet, in the Terminal Velocity truck, though, here in the virtual world has been on fire. Really good stuff from John Zimmer Jr. so far.
Yeah, he's popping them hard, getting some high air. Nothing really super fast, but he's got nice momentum going from obstacle to obstacle all around this course.
And this is our racing winner, so he's looking to double down here, Scott Rain. If he can get something big like this, you can never tell. We might have our first ever double down winner. Oh man. He was cased on the old camper.
Is that what that is? I didn't know it was a giant loaf of bread or...
Yeah, it is, but it's holding up.
A famous inflatable?
They've been flying through it, and it's holding together nice. Oh, look at this. Just no big deal, Scott Ray. No big deal.
Wow.
Technical skill is really high on these last couple of trucks.
So we hear some of the guys talking about how they're able to take... Yeah. He's not out of it yet. Use that fence. What the hell?
I think he's stuck in the fence. He's hung up. No. So that's going to do it for John Zimmer Jr. And man, you know, this is one of those times when you just don't know. But Look at old Cody Grossman. There needs to be a week where Chucky and Zimmer Sr. face off against all the kids. I think that might be a good possibility. John Zimmer Jr., let's see what the score is. Great stuff. A lot of technical stuff. Didn't get a chance to fill that clock, though.
Yeah, the way he parked it at the very end reminds me of Pablo Huffbaker at the World Finals years ago.
Well, not a bad score at all, a 34.
Telling you, Kenny, that's probably right where he should be. The scoring is dead spot on again. No doubt about it.
All right, so Cluster Monster will get the tiebreaker with the 34 because he filled the clock, and we talk about that all the time. Fill the clock. Scotty Rain, fill the clock. Do it.
Ken Nowitzki, yes. Absolutely have to. I'm kind of surprised that we haven't implemented the 30-second bonus.
Ooh. Yeah, there you go. Vincent Acard getting ready to come out and wicked strong. A nice big sturdy Ford. That's another great design, man. These guys are not cutting any corners. That is a sharp looking truck.
Kind of on the scary side when you think wicked strong and then you look at the eyes and the pitchfork in flames. Yeah, that's intimidating.
Coming out, looking at the track, taking a gander to see what he's got to do to beat the 34.
Ken Nowitzki, that is smart. I don't know if what it's like in the virtual world behind the driver's seat or one of these things, but if it was real world, that was a smart thing to do, to drive around real quick to see what the course looks like.
Absolutely, man. These obstacles are huge when you're in these trucks. They've got to get a feel for what's out there. And if they haven't had a chance to watch the other trucks, Scott Rain, this is the first time some of these guys are seeing this track for freestyle. They've got to take it all in, and they got to do it real fast.
Well, yeah, keep in mind that they probably... Oh, boy. Come on. Did the old turtle.
We're going to go ahead and remote ignition interrupter, old wicked strong. You don't want that to happen. Built Ford tough. He was trying to get something going right there. A wow moment early.
When that left rear was up on top of that jump, you could see he could, right before that, he burped the throttle a little bit, kind of lifted off, like right there. He lifted.
Yep.
If he had stayed on the throttle hard, keep that tire spinning, he wouldn't have hit the ground like that and got the traction and halted his momentum.
21 is the score for Wicked Strong. It reminds me of my boy Craig Christensen. When in doubt, throttle out. The old Dragon Slayer always made it exciting, and still is right now on the toughest Monster Truck Tour, the Dragon Slayer. So Wicked Strong, 21. That's right. Didn't get a chance to get really deep in the competition. And just like that, Scotty Rain, we're down to the last three trucks with a 35 as a score to beat.
Yeah, this is the time of night when things start, the lights start coming down a little bit. They start throwing out the smoggers at the tunnel entrance, the strobe lights, cranking up these last three. They pretty much know that they're the bad boys, so time to step it up and basically wow the crowd.
Blake Granger Racing, another Ford pickup truck roaring down the tunnel, and look at him come out onto the DuQuoin, Illinois State Fairgrounds track. Let's see what Granger Racing has got in store.
Kind of not sure what that first little, he kind of wasted 30 seconds right there a little bit, huh? Not bad jump. He's got to have big air, big momentum between obstacles. Just haul from one spot to the next. Don't take too much time. And I think that's his downfall right now. He's taking a lot of time getting from obstacle to obstacle.
So far, pretty solid run from the Ford. Granger Racing, good air right there, man.
Yeah,
nice
he's solid, consistent, but not taking chances yet. He's got it. He's the last three. He's got to take these chances.
Here we go.
Hang on.
The lid's got to come off now. 40 seconds left. We need to see the roof on fire now.
Truck is still handling real nice. Like I say, when he lands off that big air, and he doesn't pogo back up into the air, it just lands and sticks. There we go. Now we got something.
Yeah, we do. Moonwalking, baby.
But Ken, that takes up a ton of time, though. That should be one of the first things you do in the first, 30 seconds.
But it's that technical score. You don't know where all the scores are coming in. You might need to boost up that technical score. Like right here, if we see something big, the wow moment, like a backflip in the final 4 seconds.
Now do another one. Do another one.
Oh, well, he's into the fly paper wall.
Yeah.
He's done. But that's close. That was close to filling the clock, man. You might want to give him a 10 on that one.
I'd have to say so, yeah.
Solid stuff.
Yeah, 2 seconds left, I think it was. We got hung up right there. I think he wanted to go for a second one. I think he did.
So Granger Racing, good solid stuff. The score to beat, 35 from Aftermath. And man, oh man, things are looking good right now. This is fun.
2 more to go. This is probably the best time of the night. You've done, I don't know how many years you've been doing this, Ken, a long time, but the last 2 trucks of the night, you knew it was going to be incredible. You're going to see something you've probably never seen before out of these 10,000-pound behemoths.
That is correct, and it doesn't change here at the Outlaw Monster Truck Drags either. Scores coming in a total of 30 for Granger Racing, number 6.
Oh, man. The judges had me until the time score. He's 2 seconds away from filling up the clock, and they're not going to give him a 10? Oh, come on.
Get stuck in the fly paper. It doesn't work for you. Just drags you down. Sucks all the energy out of you. But, hey, look at the leaderboard. This is a great competition. All the 30s.
Yeah, it's been a very, very tight night. And, again, it's not like the old days where it looked like you had that very strong feeling of being favored, certain guys. And the scores are all over the place. Look at these scores. They are just 1, 2, 3 points apart. And that is fantastic. And they're all well-earned. They're all dead spot on. I keep saying that. But they're all very, very accurate.
Now, you guys remember, for more than a century, Yokohama has been the world leader in development of outstanding tire designs and technology, giving drivers better control on the road. Yokohama, make it your tire of choice. Bad Habit and Joe Sylvester coming out, and you know that they are fueled by high-octane coffee. Yeah!
I can tell where you learned your verbiage is.
Gotta love it.
Now we're going to see, if we'll be able to tell if the Yokohamas are going to make a difference compared to some of these other tires the guys are running. Because I believe, isn't Joe the only one running yokes?
I thought there was 1 or 2 other trucks that had yokes
Okay.
out there, to be honest with you. But, man, the cool thing about this is Joe Sylvester doesn't, he's like, listen, I run Yokohamas. They're a sponsor of mine, but you guys run whatever you want. He wants the trucks to be totally and completely authentic to each driver. And I like that. I really do like that.
Yeah.
Another throwback retro body there. Ford. Classic looking truck. It is sharp.
Have you seen this thing yet, Kenny, in real life?
Oh, my gosh. I haven't seen it in real life, but the pictures are amazing. It is stunning.
Attention to detail like you cannot imagine. It's not gob welded and hidden by paint or whatever it may be, or grinded down and then painted. This thing, every single weld is a roll of dimes. Every single thing is perfect. His attention to detail is phenomenal.
And that's Joe Sylvester, though. It doesn't stop at his truck as he gets beautiful air. He's going to be careful, though. Oh! He's stuck into the wall. I got to be honest. I don't know what he was thinking there, man. He's stuck. But we were talking about that. Joe Sylvester, everything, Scott Rain. The haulers, everything that he's got is it's just so clean.
Yep, exactly. When I saw him at the Mint 400 Desert Race in Las Vegas about 3 months ago, and he did some exhibition runs for a bunch of desert trophy truck racers. These guys were in awe of what Joey was doing. Just absolutely astounded at some of the things he was pulling off. And meanwhile, and there's Joey's score right there. 28.
28. That's not a bad score considering he got stuck in when he did.
Yeah. Again, the scores are right on.
So I got my boy Bradley Shaw. I see Bradley Shaw's out there in the chat room, and that's my boy. Good designer. Gotta love my monster truck Canucker from up north. So Bad Habit, 28. Go ahead, Scotty Rain. Talk to Blake Granger.
Hey, Blake, nice run here tonight. How'd it feel to be behind the wheel of a virtual monster truck?
Man, it was the first time for everything. It was definitely fun. Look forward to doing more down the road, and you get a little nervous. I'm surprised. You get out there.
Really?
It's crazy. I race motocross and all this, and I get that little gut feeling on the gate, and kind of had a little bit of it. I'm looking forward to getting the steering wheel and trying to make it as realistic as possible. But man, that was fun. I enjoy rigs and rods and this monster truck drags, and it's awesome what Joe's putting on here, and looking forward to hopefully come out here and giving some of these guys a run for their money. A 30, man. I got to throw down a little harder than that.
Now, Blake, I mean, what's it like to hit a jump, fly through the air, know you're going to land, and it didn't hurt? What's that like?
Well, that's nice. I don't have a sore back, and I'm at home. I can go lay down in bed, go to bed. I can just relax. So that's always a plus. But we're all looking forward to getting back to reality. Would love nothing more than to be back behind my monster truck and cutting backflips and doing two-wheel skills. But for now, this is going to work, and we're looking forward to trying to grow the sport any way possible. And this is the perfect way to do it right now in this virtual world that we're all moving into. So we're going to keep throwing down, and I'm looking forward to seeing who's up next.
Kyle Knickerbocker, an Avenger from Fowlersville, Michigan, hitting the track in the Screaming Demon Avenger, that 57 Bel Air Chevrolet. It is legendary in real world, and Scott Rain, it's legendary in the virtual world.
I'm telling you right now, the way that Knickerbocker entered onto the floor was exactly reminiscent of Jim Kohler.
He loves to drive like a Team Scream driver. He says it all the time, man. He was our freestyle winner in week number 3, and you can see why now.
Boy, he got close to that fence, and
Yeah, who doesn't love a beautiful Avenger, huh?
Man. I love everything about it. Scott Rain, the aggressive nature. Kyle Knickerbocker knew he had to do something amazing to knock off Aftermath, and he couldn't quite get it done, but he was going out there to get the win nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this thing, and I feel like I'm watching Jim Kohler. I feel like I've seen that same move by Jim Kohler in Las Vegas at the World Finals from one year to the next. So to see the young guy come out here and emulate Jim is very cool to see.
So right now, the score is in for Avenger. It is a 24, which means Aftermath and CP3 with a 35 is our winner. And Chucky Pawkin, CP3, man, look at this. I can only imagine what you're thinking right now. Congratulations on getting your first tour win on tour number 4. Great stuff, Chucky.
Thank you. It feels great to come out here after a couple freestyles. We were pretty close, but we just didn't get enough points in all the categories. But this weekend we made it happen.
Well, the
Hey,
cool
Chucky.
thing is, I was just going to say, Scott Rain, he's old school, man. He grew up with your daddy doing this, Scotty Rain.
Yeah, I was going to say that the next event, you have to have your profile picture up there with your car or with your truck, and get the mascara pencil and draw in a little triangular soul patch and a mustache. I swear to God, you'd be your dad. The way you look, the way you drive, you're dead spot on, man.
Thank you.
All right, so you get the win here. Does this build a little bit of confidence because you were so close for so long and you just came out here and got it done? Scott Rain, this was his first weekend watching this. The technical aspects of your run were right on point and you had plenty of wow moments. This isn't something you just jump into. This takes a lot of practice, doesn't it?
For sure. I've been playing this for a while now, and you're learning stuff all the time. But it's definitely a confident booster winning this, and
Well, listen, I know that you're having a great time. You're obviously running the table here in the virtual world. You finally got a win. Scott Rain, sometimes all it takes is that one big win to get you that momentum and give you that confidence, and you become a dominant force.
And you know what? You're exactly right. It's like we had talked about this earlier tonight. It's like learning how to ride a bicycle, trying to find that balance point. It's like tonight we watched Chucky. Just win. Now he knows what it takes to win. He's got that confidence now, so he'll take that to the next step, and we'll see if he can back it up next week.
So your racing winner here on a Monday night, the day after Mother's Day, John Zimmer Jr. in Terminal Velocity got the racing win out of Grady, North Carolina. And for the first time, CP3, Chucky Pawkin Jr. gets a freestyle win in Aftermath. Great stuff. Scott Wayne, what are some of your thoughts after going through an entire show and seeing the Outlaw Monster Truck Drags? Go ahead and talk through it a little bit.
Kenny, I got to be very honest with you. I've missed it a little bit over the last 7 or 8 years, but then again, there's parts of it that I didn't miss. But tonight, hanging out with you again, it's brought back all kinds of memories. I started getting sweats at the certain part of the show. I used to get the sweats. I started getting excited at the same points of the show I used to get excited about. I feel like I'm back 7, 8 years ago, getting ready for a Monster Jam event all over again, with you being the main guy, me being your sidekick, and I can't wait. Hopefully you guys will have me back next week, and I'll be a little bit more attuned to what's going on. Again, keep in mind, I got the phone call like 4 hours ago. So hopefully I can come back next week and kind of step up my game and kind of keep up with you.
Well, I'll tell you, the great thing about it was you did jump in just like a champ. I'm sure the fans loved it because, listen, you can have the greatest host in the world, but people get tired of hearing the same single one voice all the time. You need a minimum of 2 voices to make it interesting. I think you did that tonight. That was great. And I know for a fact Todd Morey said next weekend he's not going to be back. So I would love to have you back. It's just like old times for me. So, man, you never know, man. Keep talking to Joey. We'll probably be able to do this next weekend.
I've been trying. Go ahead, Ken.
All right. Scotty Rain, I'm Ken Nowitzki. Want to send a big thank you out to High Octane Coffee Company and, of course, Full Throttle Battery, FK Rod Ends, making components in the USA the right way, and Yokohama Tires that are not afraid to perform anywhere. AMSOIL, the first name in synthetics and Renegade products. Never ride dirty. Ladies and gentlemen, happy Mother's Day. I hope you guys are still social distancing. Do what you got to do so that we can get back to the real live events before too long. On behalf of the entire staff here at Outlaw Monster Truck Drags, my boy Scotty Rain filling in for Todd Morey, and myself, Ken Nowitzki. God bless each and every one of you. We'll see you guys again next weekend for the Outlaw Monster Truck Drag.